Hello, everyone. Welcome to the certificate course on criminal psychology by Psychoshiksha.
This is the last class, and today we are going to understand, once we have completed or understand how treatment plans are applied to criminal uh, areas or with prisoners, we are going to now understand about the case study format. So, whenever you're working as a criminal psychologist, wherever, be it in legal areas or be it in prisons or any other NGOs or with rehabilitation centers who are running privately, this is a basic format that you have to follow. Okay, of course every institute wherever you are working have their own substandard of format, but this is a very standardized format that could be have some plus and minuses with other organizations. But if you are working on your own of the or the organizations are providing you with any format, you are good to follow this particular format, which is a good one for which contains all the information that is required when you are preparing a case profile. So, what is the objective of case study? So, the case study is a research method involving an up close, in depth, and detailed examination of a subject of study as well as its related contextual conditions. It involves assessment of individual psychological, physical, social, and emotional dimension with the help of specific psychological tools and techniques. So, we all know that case study is a research method which involves an in-depth study of the case. So whenever we are talking that I am preparing a case study or a case profile on a particular person, that means I am going to study that very particular person in detail. I'm not only going to focus about that what he or she is in front of me or at present. I am going to dig up information from the past, be it meeting with the guardians, be it meeting with the parents, be it going to his or her workplace or school or education, or taking up the previous medical reports, investigation scenes details, everything I want before I finalize the case report. When we are preparing a case report with the prisoner for the prisoners, we have to work with the law department as well, because a lot of information that the legal team has is a lot of information that the police have or people who are working on the case or was working on the case. So we have to take up a lot of files. So not it just not involve talking to the client, talking to the prisoner or the offender. It involves digging up a lot of files and taking a lot of information and putting them in a new file for the reference of further assistance. Now, what all things you need to compile in a case study? First is identification of data, of course, picture of the subject. So it have to be matched that, okay, this is the person who has been an offender, or this is the person I'm studying in detail. Biographical data involves the name, age, date of birth, place of birth, gender, height, weight, religion, caste, education qualification, institute associated with, place of education. Institute associated with means where he or she has studied and which place. Personal history, paragraph about subject's journal life, talk about school, college life, about what he she wants to do in future, a particular change in life, attitude about life, schooling, friends, etc. So you have to take a very general outline about what he or she was, or what type of a schooling they have, what friends they have, what they wanted to do in future, how was their childhood, is there any significant information that need to be taken up. And you'll of course not get it very just like that. You have to talk a lot, and sometimes you have to get information from other sources as well in order to get to know more about your own client. Then we have to come up with a family history. So, family history involves a family tree. So family history means that what type of a family background he was she was living in. Okay, family tree, how many people were there? Mama, Papa, Dada, Dadi, siblings living with Chacha, Chachi, Tauji, Bua was living, Masi living with Nana, Nani, etc. Then family arrangement, was it joint or nuclear, with its advantages and disadvantages. So you have to ask that you were living in nuclear family or joint family, and the client say I live in nuclear family. Do you think nuclear family is good, or do you want to live with joint family? What is your take on it? Okay, so ask something more about it. Okay. Then coming to family details, which have name of the father, age, qualification of the father, occupation of the father, and designation of the father. Moving on, name of the mother, age, qualification, occupation, and designation of the mother, subject relation with his or her mother and father. You can write about your observation, what you have interacted with your client, what your client is telling you, what parents are telling you, what any other source, for example, police or lawyer is telling you. You have to complete it here. Medical history, if there's any medical history, you have to talk about it. So medical history will talk about subject's medical history, mother's medical history, father's medical history, and siblings medical history. Okay, followed by habits, interest, and talents. So what is some frequent habit that you have observed? For example, he takes alcohol, drugs, or fond of watching anything, collecting anything, something like that. He's interested in something, some kind of a web series, what kind of a show he or she like to watch cricket or any sport he's interested in, any talent he has or she has taken up. Okay, he's a good dancer, singer, whatever. So that information also needs to be put up. Then tools of techniques used. So what tools and technique you have used to apply it in order to diagnose your client with any psychological disorder. So if you have any observation that you feel that, my client might be having an, let's suppose, antisocial personality disorder. So what tool you have used? You have to write about it and what are the findings of that very particular tool that you have applied. So the complete result in a proper detail need to be come up here. Then diagnosis and causes of the disorder. So if you have find out that yes, a person has a psychological disorder, okay, what could be the potential cause? You have to talk about it. So here, once what tool is to be applied and how. Now, although profile is being maintained by a criminal psychologist, but you have to refer to a clinical psychologist also. She is going to apply the test, and because that's why I have not taught you the test, because that's not what we do. We work in collaboration with a clinical psychologist. So clinical psychologist comes for the visit. She just apply the test, do the scoring, and tell us the result. And if we need any further assistance, if we want her also to interact with the offender, she can also do it. But she'll be there for a certain number of settings if required. Otherwise, criminal psychology is a full-time job. We remain in the prison. We work with the offender. We talk to them on one-on-one basis. We are planning their rehabilitation curriculum. We are planning some better treatment plans. We are understanding their cause. So we are working with them like a complete regular thing, and clinical psychologists come on the visits. Any prior criminal history, present committed crime, what crime he or she has committed, details about the crime scene, detail about the witness, and conclusion. So this is a complete file that is being submitted in the law also. If the client is fighting for any case or going for a sentences or visiting court for his appearances or whatever, so we have to prepare this file and submit it to the court and to the police department, or also like the prison department also. So depending upon this only, their rehabilitation curriculum planned, how much death sentence is to be given. If we'll get to know that somebody has been committed crime because of a psychological disorder, then there are some other ifs and buts come up. So a lot of things depend upon your report. So your report plays a very important and a very crucial role in the criminal setup. So on this note, I would like to come up with one small case study. If you all can fill up this report and if you all can analyze that what this was all about, it's good. It's for your own personal discussion or understanding. Madhav is a 22-year-old boy from Bihar, presently living in Gurgaon with his friends. He came from Bihar in the search of work, but could not find out any work for him. One day, while drinking with his friends, he said that he is getting bored and eventually killed an old man sitting in the park with the bottle. He stabbed him in his neck, then back, and then in the eyes. He laughed at him and his friends got scared and ran away. His friend filed a complaint and police arrested him. On the investigation, it was found that he has killed many old men in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. On asking questions, one of the reasons he states that it was the desire to make something of himself, to show the world that he could achieve something. He started killing people. With further investigation to family and police got to know that his family has already disowned him and call him Psycho Madhav. In an interview carried by a criminal psychologist, it was found that he was showing symptoms of psychopathy, as he stated that he has no regret and he did it just to prove his father and other that he is very powerful and is capable of making his own name. After killing his suspect, he stole money from them to buy drugs and alcohol for him. Later, he even stated that he had no motive but revealed that he enjoyed killing people and believed that it was easy way to become famous. He is a drug addict and used to spend money which he stole from his victims to buy alcohol. Reasons of him developing such disorder is still unknown, and but police have found traces of childhood abuse and drug abuse. Also, with family investigation, it was found that he has lost his mother at the age of 4 and now is staying up with his stepmother, who used to beat him and force him to bring money at home. His grandfather was also an alcoholic and had symptoms of delusion. Can't be sure as he is no more now. So that's how you'll get a case study. Like that's are the basic information you'll get from the police. You'll get from, if he or she has a lawyer or any family member. This is the basic information you get, and other information you need to fill up by asking the offender, by doing some, your own observation, what you feel is the right thing or what you feel is he or she is falling in the pedestal, how you can help him. Okay, of course, he's a serial killer. Still, some rehabilitation is required in order for him to survive in the prison as well. Okay, so that's how the cases looks like. So it's just a glimpse of how information come to us and how we work with them. On this note, I would like to end this criminal psychology. I hope it was a great learning for you all, and stay connected for various other sessions also with Psychoshiksha. See you all. Bye bye.